Well, fresh from Arkansas, well, I really shouldn't say fresh, but about 20 years ago, this 1969 Chrysler Imperial made a journey home here to Ontario, Canada. The car used to be a burgundy color. It sat in storage for 10 years after it was brought home. So in other words, it's been sitting, put away for the last 10 years. It's been brought out to the sunlight now, and it has only 31,000 miles on it, the car. That's it. 31,000 miles. It's pretty much a full load car. It's just missing a couple of options, such as rear air conditioning and the AM/FM stereo, but it does have the automatic temperature control. It's got the tilt and telescopic steering on it, just like that big wagon that we were looking at. Back and forth. Only got one hand here to work with. I think next step might be to get a helmet cam or something like that, but pretty much a full load car, and the front seat's all the way back, and my feet can't touch the floor in the front. That's how roomy these big old cars were. This was Chrysler Corporation's flagship car back in the day. Imperial was under its own nameplate, pretty much like Cadillac was, or Lincoln. They re-amalgamated into the Chrysler line, I think roughly around 72, 73, if I remember correctly. Cruise control. It's got the 4-piston caliper disc brakes on it. They have to be redone. Of course, it's been sitting for so long. And the room in the back too. You saw the front seat was pushed all the way back, and there's plenty of room for my feet underneath there, and mat pockets and everything. Of course, cigarette lighters in the back too, and ashtrays. Remember, don't roll down the windows, kids. You might let the smoke out. Reading lamps, grab straps to get out. Even nice padding for your head to rest on. Side over there. We have to find the headrest for the car. They're missing. Ever since the car was brought home by the new owner 20 years ago. The trunk is huge. It's amazing. The car still has a touch of dampness, but not anything that would ruin it or anything like that. It's in plenty good condition underneath. This needs a good scaling, just a little bit of a cleaning and everything like that. It'll be perfect, but it's a very, very solid car underneath. Nothing to worry about here. Some of the prettiest looking side lights on the car. Well, next to the 68s actually. We'll take a look underneath the hood. We're in the midst of redoing the carburetor on this one. And I gotta get this monstrosity open over here. And the catch is right over here. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Here we have it, 440 cubic inches of raw muscle. All original under here. Unfortunately, the gas got all gummed up in the gas tank and the carburetor. It's a 4-barrel Holley on this car. Got pretty much gummed up too. We had the car running, it sounded awesome, but of course that day I had to forget the batteries for the camera, so hopefully next week we'll get to hear this beast running. This is one powerful road machine. I've driven cars like this in the past, and they've really surprised me with their power, but what really surprised me, but I kind of understood because of the engineering that went behind them, was the suspension on them. These are very, very capable, very competent road machines, and they could easily chase down something smaller and supposedly a lot more agile on twisty turnies. And they're capable easily of over 120 miles an hour, these cars. I remember as a child, my aunt and uncle having a car similar to this with the fuselage sort of body, the same engine. And she would just cruise the car at 100 miles an hour back in the day in Montreal, when you can get away with stuff like that. So here we have it. That's the original color of the car. It's like a burgundy. But it was very, very tastefully done in the new motif. And we'll close it properly afterwards. But there it is. 1969 Imperial. Not a Chrysler Imperial. It's called a 69 Imperial. It was its own separate division, its own separate entity. We'll see what adventures will happen with this car. I'm sure there's going to be a lot that'll be going on. Gotta love that hardtop look. What a beautiful ride. 1969 Imperial. See you later.